in Swanage around 1941, my mother, then a young shorthand typist working for the civil service in the City of London, found herself, along with her work colleagues, evacuated to Bournemouth after their London office was bombed. Mum was the much-loved baby of the family, so the rest of the family were frequent visitors, and in no time, her parents, sisters and brothers and partners all fell in love with the area, and pulled to the New Forest and set me here in our lovely Swanage, and made the permanent journey from Hackney to Upper Parkstone and to Bournemouth. So, after so many family visits to Corfe Castle and Swanage over the years, I was absolutely thrilled to find the Trevor Chadwick connection. And now we have this wonderful statue to see on our still frequent visits. The Holocaust, or the Shoah as we call it, the Shoah, as with the more recent terrible events of October the 7th, 2023, was an event that permeated the Jewish world. My family were fortunate that, with the exception of my great-aunt Mushel, they found refuge, escaped from the Holocaust, and indeed a great life and a wonderful life here in Dorset. God bless the memory of Trevor Chadwick and also Nicky Winton, and God bless the people of Swanage for providing refuge to our dear Peter Warder and our dear Gary Saul and all the children. Thank you, Paul, Bruno and Valentina, for coming across the world to perhaps in some way come home to us, to share your story in such an inspiring way as I heard yesterday. Thank you, Craig, also for sharing your father's story. And thank you, Elaine, and also to Adrian for organising today's event, and Josephine for yesterday, and for all the work you have both done, along with the Association of Jewish Refugees, in honouring Trevor Chadwick's legacy. To Moira, Purva, and everyone involved with this wonderful sculpture, on behalf of the local Jewish community, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Len. Well done. Brilliant, thank you. You too. It's just
Right, can everybody hear me? Yep. All around good. Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. Like everybody else here, I'm truly honoured, truly humbled to be a part of this occasion, and to say just a few words. And although I've met so many of you for the first time today, I think we already have so much in common. As Elaine and others have indicated, my father, Gary Saul, his birth name was Günther. He arrived in this country from Berlin on the very first Kindertransport on December the 2nd, 1938. And from his home office registration, I believe he was number 43 in terms of the placard that went around his neck. Now, because of the media attention that was given to that first arrival, he was captured in both newsreel footage and a number of stills. And if you search Kindertransport on Wikipedia, you'll find him in the photograph at the top of the article. And he also features, on the front cover of today's event pamphlet. He's the boy waving his left hand in the first group of Kinder on the left, as they stand in front of the holiday chalets at Dover Court on that very first day in this country. So his little part of history there. Local connection, after 2 weeks in Dover Court, he came to the Dorset Rotary Camp here in Swanage, and then on to Portarlington Road in Bournemouth, where he was fostered by a wonderful lady named Miss Mooring Aldridge. And in addition to his love of and his gratitude to this country as his adopted home, he retained a very close connection and affection for Swanage and Bournemouth for the rest of his life, and that's another reason why I'm so glad and proud to have been invited here today. I'm classed as a second-generation survivor, but as already emphasised by today's other speakers, we know who the real heroes were. The Kinder themselves, who rebuilt their lives in a strange new land, let's never forget that. Their parents, who sent them off to safety despite the personal wrench of separation, and so often, as we know, a final goodbye. The families that took them in, and of course the people who made it all possible, often at great personal risk to themselves by organising and travelling on the transports. So I'm proud to play my very, very small part as one of the keepers of the flame, and we need to keep it burning bright to preserve both the Kindertransport history and, just as importantly, as mentioned earlier, the lessons that we need to draw for the present and the future. So thank you to everyone who's made today possible, and a personal thank you to everyone who made the Kindertransport possible. Thank you.
Carol, can you give Craig the... Yes. I'm giving Craig and Paul a butterfly because that is for the fact that these are the living generation that people like Trevor, Nicholas Winton, Florence Nankyvel, Doreen Warriner, and so many others, they gave their lives and their time so that 10,000 children, Jewish children, could be free and alive. And I think that is absolutely amazing. So can we have Paul now? And Paul will be giving a talk about his father. And then if anybody wants to ask Paul any questions, please do.
Yeah, you can hear me. Yep.
No, you need to be...
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the warm reception in this place. The story of my family starts. Well, I'm the son of Peter Waldo. He came here to Swanage in 1949 to pay a tribute to Trevor Chadwick and to acknowledge and to thank to the Swanage community for the warm reception and for keep the memory and the legacy of Trevor Chadwick. So yes, well, we came from Chile. I came with my children, Valentina and Bruno. So in Chile live my two sisters and my nephews and nieces. So they are also very aware and they give thanks to the Swanage community for keeping the memory there. So I have many things to say, today, but well, I raised with very fragments of the story of the fate of our family, And 10 years ago or less, I started to order these pieces of many stories told by my grandfathers and my